Welcome back, ladies. Welcome back. I hope you had a great holiday season, and I'm looking forward to a year of growth and development, discipline, and what else? Removing distractions. That's our focus this year. Those are our two words, discipline and alleviating distraction. But today, we are going to have an honest conversation, a real, maybe not a comfortable one, but we're going to have a real honest conversation. There's a growing perception and even a truth in some regards in our faith community as a result of things that we see related to the modern woman, that in our community we're hearing that women hate accountability, and it's damaging our testimony and our relationships. As someone who's walked this journey with countless women, I've seen how this resistance to guidance has crept into our hearts, often without us even realizing it. So, I'm going to share three biblical principles or truths that can help us change this perception and grow stronger in our faith. And if it's not just a perceptions lady, if you're really one of those ladies that won't listen to correction and won't hold yourself accountable, then we're going to work on that, and we're going to work on that together. Okay? The biblical principle is in Proverbs 27 and 17. It says, as iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. That's Proverbs 27:17. Now, this powerful scripture reminds us that growth requires interaction and sometimes even friction. Just as a blade cannot sharpen itself, we as women of God cannot reach our full potential in isolation. Let me share three ways we can start embracing this principle and transform how we respond to godly guidance. We need to be able to listen to the men or whoever is advising us and stop being so resistant. Number one, the problem that we have been perceived as having is that we become too quick to defend and too slow to discern. That's the first thing. We're so quick to get on the defense, and we're very slow to discern. Self reflection, we look in the mirror first. When we resist correction, we resist growth. What's the solution if you're a person that's so quick to be defensive and slow to discern when a person is helping you? What's the solution? Before you react, take a pause and ask yourself, is there truth in what he's saying, what she's saying? Is there truth in what they're saying? And if it is, what were you going to do? Your action should be to start treating accountability like a gift rather than an attack on your character. Number two, our resistance to spiritual authority is weakening our foundation. How do you prevent that or resolve this issue? Understand that submission is divine order. It's in divine order, and it actually empowers us. Stop acting like it takes away from us, because it doesn't. Let's start seeing spiritual leadership as protection rather than control. rather than control. See it that way. Divine order brings divine power. True strength flows through proper channels. God is the God of order. He's a God of order. So, how are you going to change this? You're going to start seeing spiritual leadership as protection rather than control. Number 3, we've surrounded ourselves with voices that echo, not voices that edify. We want somebody always appeasing us, what do we need to do? We need to develop authentic relationships where we give each other permission to speak truth in love. Because a true friend will speak truth. Love corrects what comfort conceals. Love corrects what comfort conceals. I want you to hold on to that. What are you going to do to change the way you are perceived as not liking accountability in this regard of surrounding yourselves with people that are echoes rather than edify you? You're going to start choosing women of faith who love you enough to correct you and be brave enough to do the same for them. I think we really need to move in this area because I hear it all the time. I'm constantly hearing men say how women are not holding each other accountable for some of the most vulgar conduct. We have got to, as women of God, we want to separate ourselves from worldly women that are out there being so defensive and not discerning and not receptive to male leadership or any correction. Remember, lovely women of God, because that's what you are. You are lovely women of God. Our goal isn't to conform to the world's standards, but to be transformed by the renewing of our minds. When we embrace accountability, we're not just changing perceptions, we're growing closer to our divine purpose. Let us be intentional about being slow to speak and swift to hear, cherishing the godly voices that God has placed in our circles. These voices are obstacles to our journey. They're guideposts directing us toward our destiny. This week, I'm challenging you to get real with yourself and others. Here are 3 steps. First, identify one area where you know you've been pushing back against godly advice. Number 2, reach out to a spiritual mentor or leader you trust and have that uncomfortable but necessary conversation about that area. And lastly, third, and this is the big one, give at least one trusted woman of faith permission to call you out when needed. Drop a comment below and share which step you're taking first. And let's encourage each other to grow in this area. Remember, we're in this together. May God richly bless you.